What if I told you the most gifted fighter the UFC has ever seen was never knocked out, never truly beaten, and became champion before his brain was fully developed, yet nearly destroyed his own legacy multiple times? This is not just the story of a fighter. This is the story of Jon "Bones" Jones, brilliance, chaos, greatness, and controversy, all wrapped into one unmatched career. Jonathan Dwight Jones was born on July 19, 1987, in Rochester, New York, into a deeply religious family. His father, Arthur Jones, was a pastor, and church wasn't just a Sunday routine, it was life. But tragedy struck early. His sister Carmen died from a brain tumor before turning 18. Years later, his mother Camille passed away after battling diabetes. These losses shaped Jon deeply. Pain would become fuel. Athletics ran in the family. His older brother Arthur played in the NFL. His younger brother Chandler became an NFL star. Jon, he didn't start fighting early. In fact, he was skinny, awkward, and underestimated. In high school, Jon discovered wrestling, and everything changed. At Union Endicott High School, Jones dominated. He won state championships, national honors, and earned a reputation for creativity and control. His football coach gave him a nickname, Bones, because of his long, thin frame. After high school, Jones attended Iowa Central Community College, where he became a national wrestling champion. But college life wasn't calling him. Something else was. He dropped out and bet everything on fighting. Jon Jones made his professional MMA debut in April 2008. In just 3 months, he went 6-0, finishing every opponent. The UFC noticed. On 2 weeks' notice, at UFC 87, a 21-year-old Jon Jones walked into the Octagon for the first time. What followed shocked everyone. Spinning elbows, takedowns, unorthodox angles. He didn't fight like anyone else. Wins over Andre Guzmão, Stephan Bonnar, and Jake O'Brien followed. Then came the moment that would haunt his record forever, Matt Hamill. Jones dominated the fight, but illegal elbows led to a disqualification. To this day, it remains his only official loss, a loss even his opponent disputes. From that moment on, Jon Jones became obsessed with perfection. By 2011, Jon Jones was tearing through contenders. Then destiny called. At UFC 128, Jon Jones faced Mauricio "Shogun" Rua for the light heavyweight championship. Jones was 23 years old. What happened wasn't a fight, it was a takeover. Flying knees, brutal elbows, total domination. At 23 years and 243 days old, Jon Jones became the youngest champion in UFC history. And he wasn't done. For nearly a decade, Jon Jones ruled the division like no one before him. He defeated Rampage Jackson, Lyoto Machida, Rashad Evans, Vitor Belfort, Chael Sonnen, Alexander Gustafsson, Daniel Cormier. Different styles, same result. Jones wasn't just winning, he was evolving. His reach, fight IQ, and creative violence made him untouchable. Oblique kicks, clinch elbows, wrestling dominance. The 2013 fight against Alexander Gustafsson became one of the greatest fights in UFC history. Bloodied, tested, pushed to the edge, Jones still found a way to win. For years, he sat at the top of the sport as the #1 pound-for-pound fighter, holding that spot for a record 1,743 days. But outside the cage, the cracks were forming. Talent was never Jon Jones' problem. Discipline was. Between 2015 and 2017, his career spiraled. Arrested in a hit-and-run involving a pregnant woman. Stripped of his title. Multiple failed drug tests. Suspensions from USADA. Titles won, stripped, returned, and stripped again. At his lowest, many believed the greatest fighter ever had ruined his own legacy. Yet every time he returned, he won. In 2018, Jones reclaimed the light heavyweight title by finishing Alexander Gustafsson. He defended against Anthony Smith, Thiago Santos, Dominic Reyes. Even in controversial decisions, Jones remained unbeaten. In 2020, fed up with contract disputes and chasing a bigger challenge, Jon Jones did something unthinkable. He vacated the belt and disappeared. For 3 years, Jon Jones vanished from competition. Fans doubted him. Critics laughed.
You know, I just want to tell them that I'm sorry. That's really it. You know, I believe that, I believe that something good will come from this. But right now, it's hard to see it. I'm sorry that I'm crying. I believe that something good will come from this, but right now it's hard to see it. And I just got to keep going.
Jones returned, as a heavyweight. Facing Cyril Gane for the vacant UFC heavyweight championship, Jones ended the fight in 2 minutes. Guillotine choke. Champion again. Just like that. In 2024, he returned from injury to defeat Stipe Miocic, one of the greatest heavyweights ever. With that win, Jon Jones became a 2-division champion. The fighter with the most title fight wins. The fighter with the most title defenses in UFC history. Nothing left to prove. In June 2025, UFC President Dana White made it official. Jon Jones was retired.
What do you think is more important, to keep the belt there so he can uphold his legacy, or we move the heavyweight division, take the title away from him?
Jon Jones called us last night and retired. Jon Jones is officially retired. Tom Aspinall is the heavyweight champion of the UFC.
No final loss. No knockout. No decline. Just dominance. Jon Jones is not just one of the greatest fighters ever. He may be the most naturally gifted martial artist the sport has ever seen. Never finished. Never truly beaten. Feared by generations. But his story is also a warning. Greatness requires more than talent. It requires control. Jon Jones' career is uncomfortable. It's complicated. It's controversial. But it's also undeniable. When the cage door closed, Jon Jones was better than everyone else. Love him or hate him, there will never be another Jon Bones Jones. And that is the truth.